Hi, welcome to this Excel for Beginners tutorial series. So, this is part of a series of tutorials we'll be releasing. For those of you who are not used to using Excel, say you've never used Excel before, or you just started using Excel and you're still doubting or trying to find your feet. So, this is the video which is going to give you the basics, get you started in Excel from zero. So don't worry, turn on your computer, open your Excel, and let me walk you through from zero. Okay, so let's start. Now, this is the what we call a workbook. So up here, everything you'll be doing in a workbook. This is what you're going to be sharing with the rest of your team. And then down here is what we call the worksheet. So if you see here sheet 1, so if I click here, I could add, it goes to sheet 2, could add again, goes to sheet 3. So these are sheets, worksheets, which are under this, inside this main workbook. So you'll be working here, entering your data here, and this workbook will be what you would save, and at the end of the day you would share maybe with the rest of your team. Okay, so let us move on here. Up here, this is what we call the quick access toolbar. So how does this help you? This helps you to be able to access things quickly. So for example, you might want to be checking your spelling faster. You put it there. This is, for example, to open up a new worksheet. So this is how you select things here. This may be to open up a folder. This is to save. So you make things quickly accessible for you, so that at any point in time you need something, you just rush here and save time by going here, rather than, for example, going here to open or to save or so. That's just an example of how you can use this quick access toolbar. Now, this way, this is what we call the title bar. So this title bar so far is having book 1 as the name, and then if you finish working and you save it, for example, my project, this is going to change from book 1 to my project. So this is actually the title of the workbook, and this is when you save it, this is what you'll be sharing, your my project workbook, with the rest of your team. And on this side, we know this is minimizing, restoring, close. I know you used to that one. Now let us come down here. Down here, this is what we call the status bar. So this one shows you the status of the activity. Let me just take an example. Let me enter something here. So I'll just type anything, and if you see, this has changed from ready to enter. Let me go there and I press enter. You see it goes back to ready. So you may not see the value right now, but when you start maybe importing data from external sources, or you start running some heavy VLOOKUPs, running some heavy formulae, you would be checking here to see if it is processing, is at which level. So you'll be able to you'll be sure if your Excel is still running, or maybe it has crashed. So this one, you, as you go along, you will be checking here to see the status of your activities. Okay, let me just go there, I press delete, come out of that, and then we move on with our tour of Excel. So now let's move this way. This way, you see here we have the page view buttons. So here we are on the normal view. We've been in the normal view since. Now we could go to the page layout view, and then we could also move to the page break preview. So this one will be used when you want to print something. You would use it to see where you're going to print, if it's 1 page, 2 page. Then just know that these are the 3 views. This one, we'll look at them in a later video. So let's go back to our normal view and we continue our tour to the right. So to the right, you see here, this is what we call the zoom control. So I click here, for example, the plus here, you see I'm zooming in. I click on the minus here, you see I'm zooming out. So this helps you to zoom at any point in time to see, maybe go closer or further. Okay, so now let us talk now about the worksheet itself. Now, let's go to business now. So these are what we call column letters. It's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. These are column letters. And then on this side, you have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are row names. So how do you usually reference a cell? You want to tell somebody, I want to go to cell, this cell, or I want to type in here, I want to type in here, I want to type in here. The thing they usually use are these column names and the row numbers. So say for example, you come here, you select here. Let me just put the color so that we are able to see it clearly. Here, okay, we are on column G. Now, when we come here on row 10, let me put another color just for us to understand. Okay, so in the middle here, if we want to reference this cell is called G10. And if you look at it here, which is the next thing we have to see, is what we call the name box. This gives you the name, for example, of this cell, which we ourselves saw as G10, and this is actually G10. So how might this name box help you? This name box might help you when you want to say name some ranges. So we could want to name a range of cells. Say we want to name this range, for example. Maybe these are where we want to enter maybe list of students. Let's just, for example. So what we come when we do that, when we select that range that we want to name, we come here, you type, say, what's the name of the range? Students, for example. And after typing students, what do? You press enter, and then you've already named that range. You want to see the range? Let me just click somewhere out of here, say here. Then I go here, click, you see this student's name, this student's range is existing. So if I click there, you see it takes me here. This is interesting when you'll be dealing with formulae that could help you multiply or divide or call this range, and somebody reading your formula would see you are saying maybe students divided by, or students times, or students minus. So somebody would be able to easily read your formula. Okay, so now let us move on to the next thing. So but before then, let me take off the format. So to take off this, just you will come to that, but I'll just press no fill here. You'll come to that. I'll just come here again and do no fill there. Okay, so let us go here. So this is what we call the formula bar. So when you start entering formula, you use this a lot, but then we could also use to enter data, and that is our next thing. How do we enter data in Excel? So there are 4 ways or 5 ways. One of them is importing data from an external source. We will not look at that right now. We'll look at that in a later video. But the simple way and the easiest way to enter data is just to come to the cell and then you start typing. Let's just say we type, for example, name, type name, for example, that's name. You see, you press enter, and then we want to be able to do some formatting, basic formatting. These titles look just like the entries here. Let me put maybe a second entry, maybe Mike, Rita, maybe business analyst. Sorry, business analyst. Yes. Then we go to tab, and then we say maybe 5,000. Enter. So then again, we just come here, we auto adjust. Okay, fine. So now we need to do some formatting because the titles, name, title, salary, they are just the same as Rita, Mike, business analyst. So that is where we need to do some basic formatting. We come here, we select like this, go to bold. Now we could bold them. Okay, now we see, okay, it looks a bit better. Let me just use the zoom, zoom, zoom. Good. Okay, so we can have a better view. Now you see we bold. Okay, now we could also use some italic. Let's see how it looks. Okay, we go back there, we select, we could underline. Let's see how it looks. Okay, not bad. Now we could also decide to say this font size looks small. We want to increase the font size. So what do? We could either come here, increase here. Okay, no, it's too big. Come here, reduce here, or we simply click on this drop down here and select what we want. Say maybe 14, enter. Okay, then we come again, double click here. Let's just select again, auto adjust. Good, fine. So now we've changed the font size, but then we might want to change this font type. Maybe we don't like this type, we want something a bit something flashy, something outstanding. So let us come here, click on this, look, check here, what looks interesting, what looks interesting, what looks interesting. Okay, let's just take this one. So you see we've changed the font type. So here you could always come change your list of your font type to the font type you want. Okay, so what I can do is I'll just go back, undo, click here to undo, and take it back to how it was. Okay, so now we might say we want to highlight these titles by putting some background color. So how do we do that? Select this here, then we come here, we select the color we want. Maybe you see you have a choice, so any color, choose here. Okay, so let's just take this one. Okay, and now we have this background color set already. Okay, so another thing you need to know how to do with your formatting is to be able to merge maybe 2 or 3 cells together. So let's just say, for example, we want to be able to merge these. Let me just insert, Control Shift plus. Okay, now we say Mike, maybe brown, and Rita Ade. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to merge them like this. So merge this, so we could say these are names, for example. So that's how you could merge these two. So you have names here, Mike, Brown, Rita, Ade. So another thing you could do could be you come here, you press Control Shift plus, for example. Now we don't want this color here, we select it, we go to here, we come to no fill here, we say maybe first name, for example. Let's just say first name, let's just say first, since we have names there already. Tab, last, and then tab. So now that is this we have this already. So what we need to do is remove this formatting, remove these, reduce the size, reduce. Okay, now we've reduced that. Now the next thing to do is we could also merge these ones. merge this one. Then this the alignment, centralize. You see, alignment, you could take this to the left, take this to the right, centralize, merge these ones, merge, alignment, centralize. So now you have this. You could put some borders here. So you see, you could put some borders there. Those are borders. We come here, we select all this, we put maybe some borders. Come here, put some borders. Okay, so here again we could put this to be bold, for example, to distinguish from the other ones here. So, and then you could decide that maybe these ones should be in thick borders, the rest of these two should be with thick borders. So these are how you could format this. And then you also have the possibility to wrap text. So what I would do, I'll take this tool, I would go here, I wrap. So you can wrap the text. So let's just say, for example, we had first names like this. See, now what if you click here, that is what the wrap does. If, for example, it wasn't wrapped, you see it's like that. So we could click like this to wrap the text. So you could also have something like last names, click there, you see now the text is wrapped. Without that, it's like that. With that, the text is wrapped. So another interesting thing you could do with this is to select this tool and then you change the orientation. So let's say we go angle counterclockwise, something like that. You know, we do that. Maybe pull it so we are able to see the effects. Pull it, for example. So just to show you the what is possible, what are possible with this orientation. So we could go here, say to format, bring it back to how it was here, and then we click on OK. So there, you go here, do the same thing, orientation again, format here, bring it down here, then you click on OK. So now you're back to how it was. Okay, so some other thing too, you might be wondering, what are these two doing here? These are indents. So you can increase or decrease the indent. I'll just show you rapidly what they do. So here you can shift this one 2 steps this way, shift this one, say maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps this way. So that indent, so you could indent, it could serve you the purpose of maybe how we used to align them here. So indent, you could do that, because remember, you could still go like this with this left, you could do center alignment, but then indent, you can actually take your time to indent them to the level you want. Okay, so let me just put them back to the left. So put them back to the left, put everything back to the left. Okay, and then I'll just select everything and then click on this middle align. So here we have everything is middle align. Okay, so let's say now you want to do the same thing down here, and then you don't want to go through all this long formatting as we did. So what do? That is where you have what they call the format painter. You come here, you select the origin. Now you click on this format painter, and then you come here, and wherever you want to put that same format, you click there. So which means if we enter the same data here, let me just start. You see the names is already having the same format. The title is already having the same format. So I'll just copy all of these, right click, copy, and then I'll paste here. That's still another way. So they're saying there's data already, do you want to replace it? Yes, that's still another method. So you could either use the format painter as we did, or you could copy like this and just paste everything here. So now let us look at these numbers. For example, we don't like them. We don't like seeing these numbers like this. We need to see them like how we do those separators. So how do we do that? That is where we go now to the format here. So you can click here, these launch buttons. You have several ways of doing it. You either click here, you go to number, click on number, reduce this to 0 decimal place, click on the separator, and then you press OK. You see, now it looks like what we expect to see. The second method to do that is you come here, you select, you right click, you go to format cells here, format cells, you click on number, then you go down here, and then you click on use separator, you press OK. So I'll just show you a third method, which is the quick access up here. So let me select this, just go back, and then we do it quick here. So the quick here is to click here, come here to number, and then you have this here. You click on that, then you move back. So there you've seen the use of this. This one gave you the comma, then these ones shifted the decimal places, remove the decimal places, and there you have it. You still have your numbers as expected. So whatever way you choose, you could choose to go with this one, you could choose to go with the launch button here, you could choose to right click here like this and go to format cells. These are all options available to you with Excel. So thanks for watching this. We'll continue with subsequent videos on other tips and tricks in Excel.